and welcome to my living room. I want to take you on a tour of my house today to show you my intention bowls. So if you don't know what intention bowls are, they're basically just bowls that are assigned to a specific intention. And intention bowls can be used for a bunch of different uses. So they can be used to attract certain energy into your home. They can also be used to repel energy. If, say, you want to create a bowl that centers around repelling negative energy or really protecting the space, or just to help generally manage the energy in a space. I do have intention bowls kind of scattered all throughout my house in various different rooms, and each room has a very specific theme. So before I take you on a tour, I kind of wanted to talk about the themes in each room and what I'm going for. But for an intention bowl, you can put in any correspondences you want. You can weave in crystals, herbs, sigils, little items or trinkets that correspond to the overall intention. You can write down your intentions on a piece of paper and then bury that into the herbs inside of a bowl. A really good example of an intention bowl is a money bowl, and that is actually the very first video that I ever did on this channel, so I'll link it down below in the description box if you want a how-to guide specifically to create a money bowl and all the correspondences you can put in there. I am actually going to show you my money bowl today. It has evolved so much since that video, so it's going to look a little bit different. And also, please keep in mind, if you do watch that old video, that was my very first video on this channel, so it's old. It's very old, but the information in it is still good if you want a little how-to. A money bowl is meant to attract money, wealth, abundance, prosperity. And so that is an example of an intention bowl, the specific intention being money, wealth, finances, abundance, all of those things. And then you're building a bowl with the correspondences that match that. So in my entryway, I will take you there in a second. I do have my money bowl set up on this little table next to my front door. And the reason why I have it set up in my entryway is because I want my money/prosperity and abundance bowl to be as close to the front door as possible, because I really want to attract prosperity and abundance into my home. So I really want to work with the idea of bringing new opportunities into the front door, opening the doors of possibilities, what have you, and you'll see all my correspondences for that momentarily. In my living room here, the goal for this space is to really encourage communication, so that way there is clear communication happening, intellectual discourse happens here, but also I wanted it to be kind of a cozy atmosphere as well. So there's a lot of correspondences that are woven into peace, comfortability, thinking about the heart of the home. I'm gonna make a house spirit video next month, I think. I'm hoping to make it next month, how to work with your house spirit and all of that. So I won't really go into that aspect too much in this video, but I will say that the money bowl in this room, in the living room, is very much connected to the heart of the house spirit. So it has a lot of chaotic elements to it, which I will explain, but this living room really is the heart of the home. It's where we spend the most time. It's where I want communication to be free flowing. I want everyone to feel comfortable. Like when they come into my living room, I want everyone to sit down and just feel so cozy. Have a snack, have a beverage, have a movie marathon, be able to share ideas. And I've had so many people come over to my house after me hosting events or whatever, and so many people have said, wow, the energy in your living room feels really good. And it's because I'm managing the energies in this space. And one of the ways that I do that, apart from working with the house spirit, is through that intention bowl. Then moving on to my kitchen, it's a really unique intention bowl because it's primarily water. I'll explain that as well once we get there. But in the kitchen, I really want to focus on healing because we're cooking nutritious foods. I am very, very interested in nutrition. It's one of my pastimes, like in my mundane life outside of the magical world. And so the idea of this bowl in my kitchen is to really connect to the water element. The water element specifically is very healing. And I want to focus on healing our bodies as we cook the food that we consume. And then lastly, I will take you up to my bedroom. I am not going to show you the altar that I have in my bedroom. That is something that is never ever going to go online because that is like way too much of an invasion of privacy. And then I do also have a mini altar on my nightstand as well. But I will show you the bowl that I have in the bedroom. And this one is meant for a very specific type of cleansing. So more on that later. Oh, one more thing before we get to the money bowl. I did want to show you something really quick so it makes sense as I'm showing you the different bowls in my house. I use cards to correspond to different bowls throughout my home. You can use tarot cards, oracle cards. It doesn't matter what deck you use as long as you resonate with it, as long as the cards correspond to what you're trying to do. But for this specifically, I use the 40 Servants deck. I love this deck. It's really cool. It's basically a deck of all these different archetypes that you can work with. So like there's the seer, the levitator, the giver, what's this one? The Balancer. So there's all these different archetypes, the Thinker, that you can use. You can actually create servitors from this deck and use all of these cards like as a physical representation of a specific servitor. I think the guy that created this deck is a chaos magician, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, the 40 Servants is a divination deck and a powerful collection of chaos magic servitors that give easy access to potent archetypal energies that can be used to help attain your goals and gain insights. So you can use this as just like a divination deck, or you can use it like a little booklet of servitors. So I have specific cards that are assigned to each bowl. So when you see a card, just know that it's coming from this deck, because I know I'll get that question. I want to make sure that I'm showing off like where it comes from. Okay, let me take you to my entryway and I will show you the money bowl first. So here is my money bowl, wealth, prosperity, abundance, kind of all rolls into one bowl. By the way, these decorations, it looks kind of chaotic right now. This is my seasonal space, so it changes seasonally and I'm in the middle of changing things up. So it looks kind of weird right now. But anyways, here's the money bowl. I usually have cinnamon sticks in here, but I don't right now. So of course there's money on the very bottom. There's some dollar bills over here. I have multiple different kinds of currency because travel is really important to me. So I want to just have not just USD. I want to have other forms of currency from other countries to bring in money for hopefully travel. I have my little Ganesh here. This is actually one of the first deities I ever worked with. Ganesh or Ganesha is perfect for wealth, prosperity, and all that stuff. And actually the card that I have here from that 40 Servants deck, this one is the Road Opener, and you can see that there's a Ganesh right on the card. So I thought that was perfect because I like to put Ganesh in there anyways. So the Road Opener is really just for unlocking new possibilities and opening roads, opening new doors of opportunity and such. And then here I have a little vial of gold flakes. I thought adding in some gold would be perfect. You could probably do like a little vial of glitter, although I really hate glitter. It's so bad for the environment. But if you can get like biodegradable glitter, that's awesome. It's not like you're putting this on the earth or anything. I personally don't like glitter. But anyways, some gold flakes. I also have a little elephant here. Elephants are great for prosperity and it's in green aventurine. Green aventurine is another great stone to use in a money bowl. I also have some quartz in here and lots of pyrite. So I have 3 different pieces of pyrite in here. Great for money magic. And actually, I'm gonna feed my money bowl today. So I will show you the process of feeding my bowl and what that looks like. Add the gold flakes back in there. Okay, so I take a little tea light candle like this, and I'll take some oil. I actually have a powder and oil combo that I've been really loving using lately. So this is a money jar oil. This is just from the Witch's Moon box. I think you can order their oils on their website. It's like Witch's Moon, I don't know, type in Witch's Moon box and it'll come right up. But anyways, this is their money draw oil. I really love this one. And then here is a powder that I got from Kitchen Toad. I love Kitchen Toad. So definitely go check out their powders and their oils. Love, love, love their stuff so much. This one is a Mercury Open Roads. So I'll just take a little bit of oil, a little bit of powder, and anoint the candle. If you hear my dog groaning in the background, he is a lazy boy. So I'll just anoint this candle and take a little bit of powder, kind of brush that on there. So now you can see it's got the powder and the oil. Wow, I can smell that. That is potent. And then I'll either place it to the side or I'll just place it straight into the money bowl because it sits perfectly fine. I will light the candle up and there it is. I'll probably do some energy work off camera, and this is just basically where you're visualizing wealth, abundance, prosperity, money coming your way, doors opening. You can say a little money incantation if you want, but I usually keep it pretty simple and just do some basic energy work with it. I will say I do tend to work with my money bowl on a Thursday because Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. So if I am going to feed the money bowl, it's almost always on a Thursday just to get that extra correspondence because Jupiter rules over luck and abundance and expansion. You could also do it on a Friday because Venus rules finances, the home, the hearth, and things like that. So either Thursday or Friday would be good days to work a bowl like this. taking you into my living room. Let me get you set up. So this is the intention bowl that is the most strange because there's so many different intentions woven into it. As I mentioned earlier, it's connected to the heart of the home. It makes this space feel cozy and welcoming. This is not the only thing I do, by the way, for that. But on the bottom of the bowl, there are wood shavings. Hopefully you can see that okay. So that is from, basically everything in here has a memory. And that was really the idea, is that all of these correspondences are really personal and they have a memory that it makes it feel like a home. I mean, the wood shavings are from a wood project that my partner and I did. Some of these crystals, like this agate in the back, see if I can turn it around so you can see it. The agate in the back is actually a rock that we found and split open ourselves because we used to go rock hounding a lot. And then of course there's 2 hearts in here for the heart of the home. There is rose quartz, and then citrine really adds this nice, warm, inviting energy. There's also this little tiny vial of copper, because copper is such a great conduit of energy. It really just kind of amplifies things, at least in my own personal gnosis, really just boosting the energy of the other correspondences in the bowl. And then when I feel like I want to anoint a candle, I will anoint a candle like this. And I've got 2 different oils that I've been using lately. By the way, the oils that I use change all the time, but this one is the Sun's Eye Heart Chakra oil. So really connecting to the heart center. And then the second one is called Bless This House. This one's from the Witch's Moon again. So I'm not gonna feed this bowl right now, but I would take these oils, anoint the candle, and then just let the candle burn for a little bit whenever I want to reinvigorate the bowl, or when we're sitting around in the living room having conversations or watching movies or whatever it is that we're doing. Oh, and we are a gnome household as well. So you might see a bunch of these little tiny houses. Like, let me turn you around. Little tiny houses everywhere. Let's see. Here's some more little cutie houses. It's for the gnomes. We definitely have gnome stuff all over the place. I guess you could consider these fairy houses too, whatever you want. We're in my kitchen now, so I apologize if it's a little bit echoey for a little bit, but I have this teeny tiny little water bowl on top of a healer card. So as I mentioned in the beginning, the kitchen is the space where we're cooking all the food that heals the soul, heals the body, all of those ideas. So the water element is great for healing. And this is such a strange intention bowl because it looks like it's just water, right? Like if you walk up to it, it's literally just a bowl of water, but you could use moon water, sun water, celestial water. You can anoint the water with various different oils, which is actually, I'll show you in just a second what oil I'm using to do that. And then I just replenish it ever so often. So I put new fresh water in there when I'm feeling like it's stale or stagnant. And that's how I kind of keep this energy alive. And one thing that a coven mate told me a long time ago that I really took to heart, and I thought it was such a good idea, is that the kitchen is such a fiery place because you've got the oven, you've got the stove. Like when you're cooking things, everything gets hot in the kitchen. It's a very hot room to be in. And what can help balance out a kitchen and make it feel more, make the energy feel a little bit better, is if you can incorporate the other elements. So if you can incorporate water, air, and earth. So I have incorporated all of these plants for the earth element, and then that is my representation of the water element. And then for the air element, you can hang chimes, or you can have bells, you can have feathers. I have different hangers up above that you can't see right now, but they represent the air element. That way I have fire, water, earth, and air in this kitchen space, and it just feels more balanced. It doesn't feel so hot and aggressive. It's definitely got a nice balance to it. So this water bowl sits right on top, I mentioned it beforehand, but it sits right on top of a healer card. So this is the healer. This is the archetype or the servitor energy that I'm bringing into this working. And then the oil that I'm using, this one is called the Medicine Woman, and it's by the Botanical Alchemist. They have some really, really good oils as well. I just started using this oil because I ran out of another oil that I was using, but I'll get some sort of healing oil similar to this. Put the water back up. This is actually a fresh bowl of water that I just put in. And I'll just put a couple drops, imbue it with my intention, and then I'll do some energy work around it. And that's pretty much it. And then again, I just refresh the water bowl ever so often. But I mean, you could put, I've put quartz crystals on the bottom before and then poured the water over top. You just have to be careful with crystals because some crystals do not mix well with water, like selenite, for example. You do not want to put selenite in water. So obviously do your research, but with clear quartz, I've put little chips in there before just to add a little bit more of a magical feel to it. And that's it. There's one last bowl and I will take you upstairs to show you. So we're in my bedroom now, and there's an intention bowl that I have on my nightstand that I use for lucid dreaming, connecting to spirits, you know, everything that has to do with like sleepy time. So if you struggle with sleeping at night, or maybe you struggle with nightmares or something, you can prepare an intention bowl for yourself. But this is actually really cool because it's a bowl that literally just has salt and rose petals in it, and it sits on top of the Lover's card. Not the tarot Lover's card. This is a Lover's card from that 40 Servants deck. But anyways, it's literally just pink Himalayan salt and roses, and what it's meant for is it's a ring cleansing bowl, specifically for my wedding ring and also my partner's wedding ring. So if we're ever struggling and we're just not communicating well, we're feeling off, we're frustrated with each other, because it happens. We've been together for like 7 years now, and you know, people annoy the crap out of you sometimes, and that's just the way it is. So what I do is I take my wedding band. If there's ever a point where we're just not connecting and we just need a reset or like a refresh, I'll take both of our wedding bands and then I'll put it in this salt bowl overnight, and then it just acts as like a reset. It's just a nice cleansing reset for our relationship. So I guess you could call it a love bowl of sorts. I don't know, but it's really just to kind of like reset ourselves, remind ourselves of like why we love each other in the first place. And that way it opens the lines of communication for us to be able to have productive conversations the next day. And so I chose the pink Himalayan salt, obviously, because it correlates a little bit more to love than just regular sea salt. Sea salt would work fine too. Sea salt is very cleansing. And then of course the rose petals are another love correspondence, and then sitting on top of that Lover's card. Very simple, very practical, but effective. And that concludes the tour. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got lots of inspiration from it. Definitely let me know your own concoctions and ideas in the comments. I always love reading those, and I'll see you in the next one.